Ladies and gentlemen, look like Ben Carson got kicked out head first from a church in Baltimore after he stood before the people to defend Trump's racist remarks. Well, people in Baltimore right now are not exactly liking Trump or his comments that he made. Now, Elijah Cummings, I could care less about him, but I can understand how the people of Baltimore may feel. So, Baltimore church gave Ben Carson the boot before Trump defending briefing. So, they were asked to leave. Mm-mm-mm. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson press conference in Baltimore on Wednesday didn't get off to the best of starts. A Morning Star Baptist Church of Christ member asked Carson staffers and the media to leave its vacant lot because they had not sought prior permission to use it for the Trump cabinet press secretary's briefing, reported The Atlantic. Carson ended up delivering his speech in which he defended Trump, his racist attacks on Elijah Cummings and the city nearby. Church member Gregory Evans told the Baltimore Sun it was nothing personal, that they asked the trespassers to leave and said he hadn't known it was Secretary Carson. I just know there were a bunch of people over there that were taking over our site, Evan told the newspaper. And we said, why are they here? They've not even asked for permission to be here. Okay. And let's get down here. Carson used the incident in his speech to cameras to complain about animosity. For instance, you guys know you were set up on this property, and right here is this church that said, get off our property. You know, a church, when you're talking about helping the people, I mean, this is the level to which we have sunken as a society, he said. Carson worked as a neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore for more than 3 decades. He hailed the excellent and wonderful people and lots of good places in the city, but said he agreed with Trump that there are problems and we can't sweep them under the rug. Hmm. Oh, Ben. Carson later likened certain parts of Baltimore to a patient with cancer who you can dress up and put a nice suit on it and you can try to ignore it, but that cancer is going to have a devastating effect. He also said Trump was very willing to work with Cummings on solutions for the city. Well, your son in law is a slumlord, and his apartments that he had 9,000 units were all infested with mold, rodents, and a lot of things that were never fixed that the people that lived in those units were complaining about. So he essentially abandoned those people and did nothing to fix anything. So, Jarrett there was a slumlord. And that's one of the biggest things about Baltimore that came out after Trump was tearing down the city of Baltimore. So it looked like Ben Carson made an attempt to go there and speak to a church and he got put out of there head first. I wish I would have seen that. I wish I would have seen Ben Carson get kicked out of a place. I think that would have been quite funny. But y'all, please tell me what you think, I agree, but then in the same token, I know New York. New York needs a lot of help too. And there's rats running all around New York. And just the stench alone when you go into Manhattan, the smell is horrible. I just don't see how Trump has any room to talk about any other city when New York, there's many parts of New York that looks like the slums too. So I don't know where he gets off believing Baltimore is worse than New York, because it really isn't. It really truly isn't. I've been to New York numerous times. And as soon as you get into Manhattan, there's no way you could not notice the stench in the air. It's a horrible stench in New York. And like I said, I've done the stories on areas that are being gentrified and the rats are running rampant all through the streets in New York. I mean, the people were actually filming it. As soon as they turn the corner, you see like tons of rats just scurrying around to run under something. It's really a mess. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, about the latest news of Ben Carson getting kicked out of this church and trying to defend Trump's racism. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.